Hey guys, this is a very exciting day. It's beautiful out in sunny Vancouver, and I figured we'd just come outside and enjoy the beautiful weather. So, really quickly, we have a very interesting lady joining us today who I find fascinating for a lot of reasons, and I hope you guys do too. Her name is Nicole, and she goes by Flower Fox on her Instagram. She's extremely engaging, and I'm going to invite her right now. Really hope you guys get some great information here. We're going to have Nicole join us right now. This is a first for me because typically we bring someone that's an industry manufacturer or a large-scale cultivator, but this is a lady that, there she is.
Hi.
First and foremost, you are a really effective influencer. I think people really get a lot out of what you do. I find it fascinating how engaging you are because I'll go to trade shows kind of all over. People are like, oh my God, I follow Flower Fox. To be an influencer has a ton of weight for someone that's genuinely passionate about what they do, in my opinion. And I find you to be the most engaging out of everyone that I look at. I find that I follow your stuff and I'm very fascinated on how much energy you put into it and how effective you are at what you do. And being a woman in a predominantly male-dominated space really makes you stand out, in my opinion.
I appreciate that very much. So I absolutely love what I do. I love being in my garden. I love growing. It has been such a healing part of my journey. But honestly, this community has been such a huge support and kind of like allowed me to come out of my shell fully and completely not be afraid because of the stigma. Like for so long, I hid it being a mom, especially of five.
You have 5 kids?
Yes, I have 5 children
Wow.
from 5 to 16.
Incredible.
So
Incredible.
it's quite busy. I'm a stay-at-home mom currently right now. I've been stay-at-home for the last 7 years since we left the
Okay.
city.
Okay.
So my garden is kind of also like my escape. It's given me purpose and something to do being stay-at-home and not going to work every day, but it's
Amazing.
still busy at the same time.
For someone that just is interested, because obviously in Canada we're allowed to grow 4 plants.
Yes.
What
And
advice would you give
in
someone that,
Manitoba, as of May 1st, I just found out,
exciting, eh?
is going to be able to grow 4 plants at home as
Yeah, we
well.
yeah, we Green Planet specifically, excitingly enough, we were at an opportunity to partake in that challenge. And Jesse was the one that really, he came to us and we've tried to support Toba Grown to the best of our abilities. And it's, how one province can do what they want and go over federal law is a shocker to me. And excitingly enough, all Manitobians can start cultivating, which
Yeah,
is
no, I'm
exciting.
very happy. I can't believe it. It's taken quite some time, but it's such great news to hear and so good for Manitoba, I feel.
To someone that wanted to become a cannabis influencer, what advice would you give them initially?
Initially, honestly,
Yeah.
just go for it.
Yeah.
I know that like I was nervous at first and like I had my like I'd make lots of videos. I'd be afraid to post them. I think a lot of things sat in my draft for a long time.
Yeah.
I met somebody on here that had gone viral on TikTok, and they kind of helped guide me through and gave me the step by step and kind of like the Nike slogan, just do it.
Yeah.
And I guess I've like kept that in the back of my head since then. And like everything I do, I just remind myself of that and just push forward. And I'm not afraid to show that I make mistakes. Like everybody makes mistakes. I think I've learned the most from anything is making mistakes.
Yeah, and I mean, no truer statement's been said. I mean, I think people at parties that have made the most mistakes are the most entertaining and the most interesting.
I think a lot of people are afraid to show that, and I think it's good. I think it's good to show that we fail, and from our failure we learn, and we appreciate success a lot more.
I think you're entirely right. As you get older, you know what you don't want is equally as important as what you do want in life.
Exactly.
So cannabis, why cannabis?
I've always been passionate about this plant. I smoked recreationally when I was younger, and it was for a different reason. Now it's wholeheartedly, it's for medicinal purposes.
Yeah.
It's been incredible to me. It was my exit drug. I was addicted to pain meds for quite some time and cocaine as well. And I can honestly say that this plant saved my life, and I
So,
wouldn't be here today.
so you went for it. Being part of now, my understanding is you got into opioids because your doctor recommended them to you.
Yes, I had severe
That's
back
great.
pain and migraines, and I had teeth pain, and that was just candy. And I guess I was clueless, and I should have done the research, and I should have looked into it, and I should have had a better idea of what the consequences were. But at the
Well,
time,
I don't think
I didn't want to be in pain, and that was taking away the pain. So I trusted the doctor, and I went with what they said, and it cost me. It cost me dearly.
I don't think you're the first person that has fallen into the system for all intents and purposes where doctors were complicit in criminal behavior. Because I think most doctors take care of patients in good faith, but if you
I've
have a
had some
chance,
incredible doctors during that time. I didn't, unfortunately, and
yeah,
I think it
but
caused way more damage than good. And I think it was more for them to push something that they were getting paid.
this is the I mean, I don't want to sit here on a soapbox and rant, but if you are not educated on this, go watch, Crime of the Century, I think on HBO, or Painkillers on Netflix, or any of these things.
it's
I've seen the
really
painkillers one. It's unbelievable.
It's disgusting. It's the worst part about humanity, and these are people that went to school for 7 years, large corporations, Purdue, and all these other things that have just genuinely destroyed society and profited immensely. And to me, that is the crime of the century. And
It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking what people just to fill your wallet. And
absolutely, right?
you look at, like, since 2016 in Canada alone, we've had more than 50,000 opioid overdoses
yeah.
and deaths because of it. And that's mind blowing to me. Like, that shouldn't be the case.
Yeah. And the doctors are the one that are prescribing them. And you're right, opiates are evil. And, we all know they're evil, yet people are still dying from them regularly.
It's gotten so much worse now. Like, it's a whole
And I
new.
It has. And I get it. I mean, people, want to make a living. They want to make a life that's better for themselves. It's more difficult to get by these days. I understand why someone would want to profit and make illegal, side
But
money
it's
for all
hard.
intents.
It's hard. It's hard. It's getting harder every day. Like, everybody is struggling.
Absolutely. So I understand the desire to make a profit, but pushing another human being down or killing them, knowing full well, that to me is insanity. It's and unfortunately you fell into that trap. My understanding is cannabis was for you.
My exit. It was something
yeah.
to keep me grounded, something to keep me focused. I know, like, I know, like, the stereotype for it is like, oh, you get high. Like, it calms me. It's always been something to calm me.
Yeah.
I have ADHD and my brain is all over the place, and I've got a million things going on, and it literally, like, just puts me into gear, and I can just, like, multitask, and I can focus on each thing and get it done and not have that anxiety or the overthinking in my head.
I couldn't agree more. That's one of the things that it does for me also, because I'm spun and it centers me.
It
And
gets me
then
up and going.
And then there's the therapeutic part of cultivation, which I know that you're big on and you're passionate about it. How long have you been cultivating for?
So I've been growing for almost 6 years now. I started growing with my husband, who most of you know is Sharkmas Farms.
yeah.
And we grew together for the first few years. And then I think I wanted to take off on my own. And we grow separately. We still do things together. But I wanted my own space. I wanted my own plants. I wanted to prove that I could do it by myself. And I do things a little bit differently. But I have
One of the
learned an immense, like, everything from him. But
yeah.
it's just he's
I
giving
mean,
me the push to do my own thing
he,
and figure it
he
out.
is
He's a very intelligent cultivator that seeks out really high-tech information. I've learned a thing or two from Justin, and I think he's excellent at what he does. His engagement's excellent, as is yours. One of the things that I found fascinating was, I'm going to ask you the question first. What? Because I know you run Green Planet Nutrients. What brought you to Green Planet? Why Green Planet Nutrients?
He was actually using it when I first started getting into growing, and I just, before doing anything, I would just mix his nutrients for him.
Okay.
That's just kind of how I started. And then I just started using it, and I did branch out and I tried everything else, but I guess I came back to Green Planet because I just found the plants were much happier, and it just was something that I knew and I felt comfortable with. And honestly, like, the company, you guys are amazing. I've been using Horty Line for now, this is my 6th run with it. And I don't change what's not broken. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Well, I
working.
mean,
Everything is great. My plants are happy.
I know you and I talked yesterday, just kind of and it was interesting for me that you are and have been approached by other companies. I'm not going to say any brands names, doesn't matter. And I was shocked because as an influencer, there's a lot of influencers that get paid, Kim Kardashian, do a tweet, you'll get $40,000 for Carl's Jr. or whatever brand, whatever. And it's the most effective way of marketing a product. As a company, we haven't paid anybody on social media to market. I've sampled out products, I've done this, that, and the other, but we haven't, we've made a concerted effort not to pay anybody because as a company owner, I find it to be
You want real experiences. You want real.
I can't have you sit there and say, yeah, Green Planet's awesome. And when you're getting paid on the other hand, and it's not
It's not
genuine.
genuine.
Right? And there's a lot of people in the space that are doing not genuine because they'll be carrying this and they'll be carrying conflicting products. And it's really, I mean, I know this. It's a lot of work to be engaging as you are. I'll go to trade shows all over the world and people will be like, oh my God, I follow Flower Fox. She's incredible. She's this, she's that, and is immeasurable. You can't quantify that, in my opinion. That is the most genuine marketing you're ever gonna have. And for that, thank you.
I really appreciate that. I'm blown away. I'm like, thank you.
Listen,
I'm happy to hear that. It makes me happy to hear.
Yeah, I watch social media from time to time, and I'm not on it all the time because I've got a lot of other stuff going on, but I'm so impressed by your engagement, and you're, I think, definitely one of the best. And in a male-dominated space, you really stand out because I think women have an innate ability. They're cleaner, they're more nurturing, and I think women make incredible cultivators.
I totally agree with you on that. I do think that we're more nurturing. I think we're.
Yeah. So that just genetically, that's I think you're tied to that. So, and we got to meet each other, and we were in Toronto last year at the Grow Up, and
I had a great time at Grow Up. That was a wonderful event.
Yeah, it was a really fun trade show. We're doing it again in next month,
End of
around
May.
this time. End of May, 28th type of thing, 27, 28th. So we're gonna be there. What's your favorite genetic? Where are you growing right now?
What am I growing right now? So I'm gonna harvest today, but I figured I'd wait. I can kind of turn my camera.
Let's see them.
Let's see. So I have I'm doing a collab between Green Lab Genetics and Flavor Official, and this is Snosberry. This as well as Snosberry, and then I have Passion FT. I have Forb D, and I have Passion FT, Forb D, and Autumns, and they're 4 different strains I'm running right now. And then I'm gonna run next. I'm gonna fill the space with Snosberry.
I mean, listen, you got a great fade on the plant on the right. Is that the Snosberry?
Yes.
It's really pretty. And I mean, you're all standing up, they're all praying. You're doing things really beautiful in there.
I'm very happy with how this turned out. I was honestly worried with the ice storm having no power and no heat for 6 days. It was very, very cold. But they survived. They made it through. They're happy.
It's crazy, right? Like, for those that don't know what you went through, you had no power for a week just about.
And almost a week we had no power. It was just wild. I've seen a lot of storms. I've never seen a storm like this. It's like a tornado came through.
Yeah.
But we were very, very lucky. We went just over 6 days, and most people went about 12. We had a
Wow.
generator, but I had to use that for the fridge and obviously feeding my family and whatnot. So lights were the last of my concerns at that
Yeah,
point.
five kids are more important than plants. I mean,
Unfortunately, they had
it's arguable, but I
yeah,
mean, I think it's pretty safe
I
to
did
say.
want to. I was like, I'm like, we could just come sit down here for a bit.
Yeah,
It's hilarious.
I went with the necessities at the time, but it all worked out in the end. So I'm happy for that.
If someone was interested in starting cultivation, what advice would you give them? Just to get started, not necessarily be an influencer per se, but
Just to get started growing,
yeah.
find yourself some good genetics.
Okay.
First and foremost, I grow in cocoa. Cocoa is quite temperamental, but if you learn to how cocoa works, I think it's a great medium to grow
I
in.
agree.
Obviously, some good nutrients. I'm obviously going to say Green Planet nutrients.
selfless plug.
What I run in all my spaces, and I'm using the Medi one with my vegetables and everything else. Also, good lighting. I have the Model Ones by Think Grow.
Yeah.
Cleanliness is so imperative. I should have touched on that first and foremost. I can't stress how important it is having a clean space. I've brought
Totally.
thrips in here. I've had issues with PM. It's a nightmare. So just from the get-go, make sure your space is clean at all times.
Yep. The
Because
yeah,
you
you're
want to
running.
avoid those conflicts altogether. And just grow. And each grow, you'll get better and better. It's
That's it, right?
not going to be perfect the first time. I'm going to tell you to flip early. Don't wait. My first grow, I had strings and I was hanging them off the top of my tent poles because I let them get too big and they couldn't even stand up anymore, and that was just chaos.
That's great advice because I totally agree with you. People, for the most part, flip too late, and the plant always fills in the space.
It always does.
Yeah. So I think flipping earlier and not growing so much lumber is a really important thing. There's a lot of people that are growing 2-3 feet of lumber, and that just means the nutrients have to travel that much farther to get to the flowers.
Yeah, and it makes no sense. I'm really big on strong roots.
Absolutely.
Not overfeeding in veg.
Yep.
Allowing for dry back and just letting the roots pack on in the dark. And once the roots are packed on, so up your feeding.
That's great advice. And that honestly that's veteran advice. That's people that have done grows over and over. And I don't care if you've done, 50 lights or one light, you still have that same, you understand environment, you understand cleanliness, you understand everything with just one light. You understand when to flip, and it doesn't matter if it's a huge garden or a tiny garden. And that being said, I want to, on our show that we do, Growing Exposed, I really want to feature a 6 light garden, a 5 light garden, because if you're passionate about growing, you're passionate about growing. I could give a rat's ass. We can talk about one light no different than we can talk about 50. From being a young kid in the industry, it was always, oh my God, let's go check out big grows or big plants or, and now it's the exact same passion on a small scale. And I remember as a young cultivator growing in my parents' house with a 240 Sun Agro Philips bulb, with a magnetic core and ballast hanging from a coat hanger, and just bare bone bulbs, and just like the old ways of cultivation.
We had gotten, he brought a plant home. It was just a clone, and we put it in, it was like an old hutch that we had filled with like tin foil
I
and
did the same thing.
late, and it was just wild. But
I did the exact.
I'd always wanted to grow. That was
Yeah.
always something I wanted to do. Was I wanted to grow my own.
Yeah.
It was a far out dream when I was much younger.
And I did the exact same thing with tinfoil too.
Which I think tinfoil absorbs light. It does the polar opposite of what you'd think is reflecting light. I think tinfoil and mirrors absorb light, funnily enough. But it seemed
But
like,
you wanted to try. It was worth a shot.
it seemed like it made sense.
But
You don't know until you fail. Absolutely.
This is it. Like I said earlier, not knowing what you want is as important as knowing what you want, and not knowing, that's how we learn.
Yes.
And I might learn that the hardest ways possible in life, because I've, now having children myself that don't listen well at all, because I don't think I did either. and seeing them learn the difficult ways. It's
Yes.
learning nonetheless, and it's the path that they've chosen, and probably the path I chose too. So
I was having this conversation actually the other day as I remember myself as a kid, and I didn't listen.
No.
And my mom told me numerous times, she's like, that will come back to you one day. And it came back tenfold.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's called payback. No kidding, bacon.
Um,
It definitely is called payback.
and then having
especially
to lock my children in the house for 6 days because it was too dangerous with the trees hanging off.
How was that?
Well, that was, and no Wi-Fi, no internet.
Oh,
Yeah.
sounds like. Listen, I like my kids staying off their phones, so
We watched
that was
DVDs. Like it was just like trying to like just watch something. Like I felt bad they couldn't go outside. Like I'm big, like
yeah.
since we left the city, I'm very big on my kids being outside and outdoors. And
same with me. This is by the way, this is my home behind me, and we bought a farm because I insisted on my kids being outside, engaging with nature, and it's not normal anymore. So
I think it's the best way that they can grow up.
I
I lived in
it would
I
100%.
lived in the city most of my life, and it's night and day different.
Yeah.
Us moving here, and I'm so glad that we did that.
you told me your brother was the one that got you into cannabis a
So
lot.
my brother
Like he
was very passionate about
yeah.
cannabis. He never got the chance to see me grow, being in my garden. So I lost my brother on July 18th of 2020. He passed from glioblastoma, which is the same type of brain cancer that Gord Downey had. And it was a very quick battle. It was 10 months. It was so sudden and so like nothing that we'd ever expected. And I initially wanted to start growing because I wanted to make RSO,
Okay.
and it's something that I still have yet to do. But he was
I'm shocked. Actually, that
it
you're
was
not with the
something
car,
that he
so
cared about so much, and I think I wanted to further his care for it. And I think that that's why I feel such peace being in my garden, is I feel that I'm doing something he would want to do. I
amazing.
think he would be huge in this community, and it breaks my heart that he's not here today to be part of the community. But I think I've carried on his positivity and just the way he viewed life.
I find, I mean, and listen, we like I said, we talked yesterday, and I got off that phone call being like, holy shit, you are an inspiration, in my opinion, and for someone that has overcome grief, pain, loss, opioids, and found so much peace in this plant, to overcome all those things, being a mother of five, you're no fucking force to be reckoned with over here. Like, you really are incredible. And finding any time to put aside and then say, I want to be a cannabis influencer and engage with so many people that's super amazing, super inspirational to me.
If I can help one person or show one person that there is healing and that life is hard and there are struggles and there's going to be so many more curveballs that are going to come your way. But
Absolutely.
just taking it one day at a time and rolling with the punches and just trying to find joy. Like, I guess there was something that I had seen quite some time ago, and it's like looking for the glimmers, like just looking for the good parts of the day.
I think it's safe to say, and everybody's had trauma, right? Some form or another. But when you've had serious trauma, like serious things that have happened,
Today,
today,
now,
now,
is
is
never going to
never
be
going to
as
be as
bad
bad
as
as
that
that
day.
day.
No.
Do you know what I mean? So every day, like, I think it's safe to say now you've seen your bottom, and it's safe to say, or hopefully, that's everything's up from here,
Yes.
right? And that's awesome. What's your biggest wins and biggest failures in regards to growing?
My biggest wins, my biggest failures. My biggest failure was bringing thrips in
Uh-huh.
3 years ago. I ended up killing an entire veg space, and I had cuts that I wanted to save, and it just was devastating. I had also lost a flower space, and I guess I was like, after that, I was quite neurotic.
Yeah.
Um, my biggest wins, I think my last few grows, I think I've stepped up my game, so to speak, and I've found my harvest has been so much better. Flower has been so much better. My yield has been so much better, and I've found a lot less struggles through the process, a lot less guessing games. of what's wrong and just running through the whole run, not having many issues.
Yeah, it's as you become a more seasoned cultivator, you can see problems farther out than all of a sudden, oh my God, I have webbing all over my plants. You can see those, you're able to identify issues long before they become serious, major issues. And I think that's one of the things that helps having a little bit of know-how. And thrips are a pain in the ass. I think
It was the end of the season too, which killed me. Like I'd made it all through spring and summer. It was like mid-August when I brought them in.
And you're
So
both
I was
and you're
super
both
happy.
and you're both growing in that same house.
Yeah, so I destroyed a lot of his space too. So I feel horrible for that.
See, that's the problem.
Honestly, I remember that.
Yeah, he's
But
gonna he's
I'll
gonna point
shower.
he's
I
gonna point the
like
finger at you for sure.
Did you ever compete for growing space with Shark?
And how did you
yes,
deal with
we've had a few struggles with competing for spaces. I guess I also tend to pop a lot more than I should, and I don't have the space for everything that I'm
it? Yeah,
growing at that present time. But we've gotten through it, and we've just rotated spaces, and that's how it's worked. And I used the bigger room once, and I didn't use that room properly. I wish I was more seasoned in my growing at that point because I went nuts and had sunflowers in there.
yeah.
They were about 6 feet tall, and that was just chaos. And my plants
It,
were in different stages. But
yeah,
I honestly love this 5x5. I have the 4x8 right now as my veg space.
yeah.
Um, I'll show you what I have going on in there.
It's a byproduct of being a plant junkie, right? Like
Yeah.
You
you
So
can't
I
can't.
just
like
have I
everything
just have
becomes growing plants. Like
I get it.
but I also I have my outdoor space. So like I'm gonna be outside. And now with the trees all down, I have a huge area with full sun that I'm gonna utilize.
outdoors.
But I do much prefer indoor growing. I like to control my environment.
Well, being in northern Ontario, that's where you are, correct?
It's I'm just outside. I'm about 2 hours outside of Toronto and Forth Lakes.
Okay, beautiful. So you're near Lake Country.
So it's very hit and miss. I've had some wonderful summers and we've had some horrible summers.
Yeah.
And it either rains all summer long but I was also tucked in the trees. So for most of my summers I was fighting for sunlight, which I was not getting, and trying to go plants with only a few hours of full sun is not really ideal.
Yeah, but you have a very short season, so having access to an indoor grow, getting your plants started.
Oh,
Um,
that's helped immensely.
yeah,
My timing, though, and this year because of the ice storm, I have to be better with my timing of planning pre-spring to get them the size that I want them outside.
yeah.
Yeah, one of the struggles being a Canadian cultivator outdoors. You gotta pick your zone and you gotta get your plants out early and
So I just hope for
Trade.
the best outside. I find it like I just like to have my deck. I think it's a perfect place to go sit outside on my hammock and
Yeah.
just kind of tuck myself away from the neighbors. Everyone could see my plants last year, and the entire town could see them on my upper deck. So I was quite the talk for quite some time.
Well,
you might want to put your hashtag or your at Flower Fox. Come check
Banner
out
across
what I'm
the
up
wall.
to.
Yeah. How has it been? How has it been being a mom and having the stigma of cannabis? I know that legalizations happened. There's, but
So the stigma, I will tell you, it started off horribly,
Yeah.
absolutely horribly. I was judged. I was looked down upon. I was criticized.
Yeah.
It the way that I was viewed, it's heartbreaking. I've been cut off by family.
no kidding.
I in the city, I was a PTA mom, and it was a very different perspective. It was fine I could crack a bottle of wine at 9 o'clock in the morning and pour a glass and say, you know what, the kids are driving me crazy, but this is okay. And that was fine.
Right.
And it really killed me. Like I couldn't understand that because
Yeah.
I think they're
You were
two completely different things.
it's
And I think
the
that
worst.
alcohol causes severe damage
Monstrous. Yeah.
and destroys families, whereas this was something I was doing to heal myself and be a better mom and be a more focused mom and be a more engaging mom.
Yeah.
And I guess I met a better group of friends, and I find the community that I'm up here in is completely different. And I guess the stigma now, years later, is different, and I can fully talk about it. And I'm not viewed as this absolute monster, which which is great because we're not that. And it's I think that the stigma needs to go away. I think it needs to be viewed as.
Yeah, you were the Nancy Botman of Ontario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Exactly.
yeah, so that's pretty funny.
But that's the views I was getting at it. Like I'm very, and now like I'm in the school a lot. I help with their breakfast club. I volunteer for field trips. Like I'm so involved with my kids, and my kids know I have my garden. My garden doesn't take away from me being a mom. I wake up. I'm an early riser. I wake up at 4 a.m, and I enjoy my like 3 hours to myself of like peace, and I get my things done.
I've always said it, right? The therapy of cultivating cannabis as just about as valuable as the consumption of cannabis.
Yeah.
And
Wholeheartedly.
it's funny, right? Like, because I'm pro cannabis, people feel that I'm pro alcohol and pro everything. And I'm pro whatever you do. If it's connecting with other human beings, that to me is good. And for whatever it is, I mean, whatever, pick your poison, whatever it is. If it's involved in connecting humans, I'm all about it. If it's disconnecting and destructive, like certain things, like opioids, like alcohol, and I'm not saying that alcohol doesn't have its place with the right person in the right environment, but my experience has been
You can drink responsibly. I was a bartender for numerous years, and it's perfect. Like, but there's one extreme to the next, and I've seen the dark side. I've seen the darkened side,
absolutely.
and I've not seen a dark side of cannabis. To me, there is no dark side.
No, I know. I mean, case in point, it isn't. They've always said it's an entry drug, right? And in your situation, it's an exit drug.
It's an exit drug.
It's an exit drug. I've yet to see it really have a negative effect. Like we said, it doesn't kill anybody. All these things, and for the most part, it's very engaging. Stoners very, very quickly, the first thing they do when they take a puff, they want to share it, and they literally here, try it, pass it around. It's a very giving, very communal experience. And then on top of all that, the moment you grow a crop, you're like, I want to share this with everyone I know because I put my heart and soul into it. And you always hear about cannabis cultivators. I grow the best weed. Well, you grow the best weed because you're extremely passionate about it. I love that. How short is your seasoning? We had someone that said they can only grow to mid-October, which is quite early.
No, this year it was much shorter. Like by the end of September, we got really cold. We had rain for like 3 weeks, and that kind of destroyed everything and frost. I think it was the third week of September. But the year prior to that, we had warm temperatures till I had my plants outside till Halloween, which is absolutely unheard of.
Yeah.
But usually it's shorter than Nova Scotia. Like it's a gamble. You need to have them out there,
Especially if you're coastal.
early. But the problem is I can't get them out until June because it's still frost and it's still too cold.
Yeah, it's a real conundrum. I know Leamington and Southern Ontario
I know they're in a different zone, and they have
monstrously different zone than you in.
they have better luck there.
Yeah.
But then I have a neighbor, and she's in full sun. She's got no trees, and she does very well in her yard.
Yeah, maybe this year might be better because all the trees fell down.
Yeah, all the trees are gone, so I have a nice new sunny spot. So I'm hoping for that. But I also do. I prefer indoor. I prefer the taste of indoor. I prefer the.
Well, you're able to control everything indoors. Every day is a sunny, beautiful day. It's consistent humidity. It's consistent everything, and that really is what standardizes the experience time and time again.
I want to know, like, if there's something wrong, I can blame myself. I can say, okay, I did this wrong. Not Mother Nature today decided
Totally.
that she was gonna Choosing for this game.
What's next for you?
What's next?
For Flower Fox specifically.
For me specifically, I want to go more into the mycelium. I learned a lot. I don't have the proper agar, so I need to switch that up. And that was basically just what held me back, and I was busy with other things. I want to start growing more vegetables indoors, more microgreens.
Yep.
But I just want to get better at...
Get a package from Green Planet.
Ooh. Package from Green Planet.
This is,
We sent out last week.
is this literally, like, is it literally coming right now?
Right this minute, they just got dropped off.
Yeah.
Is that Shark?
Yeah, hi guys.
What's going on? We're doing a live.
How you doing?
I gotta go catch a bus, but nice to see everyone.
Got an opener?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's like we were saying, you know, when you cultivate cannabis, you want to share with others, and I sent you out a bag.
Yes.
And one of the nice things about being Canadian is we can all share an ounce.
Which I absolutely love. And I cannot wait to chop these, which I'm going to do after this.
That's hilarious. If that actually showed up right now, that's pretty serendipitous. That's pretty.
The time. So, like, I actually was going to ask you for one because I was really, really upset that I don't have.
A Green Planet hoodie.
I don't have a hoodie.
You
Now
do-
I have a hoodie. I wanted one. I've always wanted one. I have a jersey, and I love my jersey, but I always wanted a hoodie.
You could have reached out and I would have given you one, but it's better getting stuff when you don't ask.
It's perfectly.
So the bag of weed's coming separately, Sarah said. That's hilarious. Your hoodie showed up while we're talking. Is there a bag of weed? Is there a bag of weed there too?
Yes, there is.
Perfect. That's really, really funny. That wasn't, I swear to God, that wasn't planned. What size pots are your favorite size pot to grow in, and are those 1 gallon pots behind you?
Okay, so yes, 1 gallon. I absolutely love growing in 1 gallon pots. Started in 3 gallon. I just found 1 gallon I can control more. If there's any issues, it's just easier for me. But I also find like I still grow like monsters in 1 gallons. Like you really don't need a bigger pot. If I'm outside, I'd rather be in a 10 gallon, but that's a whole different story, I feel.
For sure.
Yeah, with controlled irrigation indoors and crop steering, you can grow a shockingly large plant in a 1 gallon pot.
Yes. So I
Typically-
feel that I don't need any bigger size.
The old school way of thinking was, 1 gallon per foot. I'm growing right now 2.5 to 3 foot plants in 1 gallon Pro Mix grow bags.
And I'm really.
I used those before. Those were great. And I'm now using the Green Planet Cocoa. And I just bought some bags off Amazon. And I filled them with.
How was your experience with the cocoa? Do you like it?
I love the cocoa. This is my first one with it. And I'm very happy. And I have my veg plants in cocoa. And it's great.
The funny thing about cocoa, even under all brands, it's really difficult to find a manufacturer that standardize and make continuously high-end cocoa. And with that Green Planet cocoa, we've found that it's being rock solid for just about a decade, and which is why we finally put our name on it.
Right. I
Because
think it's great. I love the bags. It was easy to mix. Like it wasn't all like rock hard, and the price point's great too.
Price point was good.
Great price point for the cocoa.
The grower gets 3 liters more compared to if it's a 53-liter bag.
Oh, it's great. I was very surprised how much I was able to do with that one bag.
yeah,
I
everything.
still have another bag that I haven't even gotten into yet. And I still have all this.
Perfect.
And I did my whole space. I did all my veg plants. I did all my vegetables and things. My sunflowers.
Someone just said I've ran cocoa for many green shed gardens. I've ran cocoa for many years, and it's really hard to find good, clean cocoa. It's true. You're entirely right. Having consistent, clean cocoa that doesn't come with fungus gnats.
It
That
doesn't
is
come
a
with.
huge thing. That's something else I brought in fungus gnats through bringing in. I won't say the brand, but
Lesser brands of cocoa will bring fungus gnats in for sure, and it's really important to avoid those problems to begin with. So it's a selfless plug, but it's dual ISO certifications and RHP certified. That cocoa is the best cocoa you can buy on the market today, and we really stand behind it, which is why we never put our name on any cocoa until now, because we knew that it was consistently a great supply, and that's super important because if you have your name on a brand of cocoa and all of a sudden shit goes sideways, it hurts the rest of your brand.
Understandably.
I'll say my biggest hurdle was dealing with hop latent. In cultivation, all of a sudden noticing for myself when I was growing, lack of resin, and all of a sudden there's massive irregular growth and viral issues. And this was the very beginning of hops, and that to me was a very difficult hurdle to overcome. And it was for a lot of growers, especially when you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
That was a big scare for all of us. Absolutely. If you've been growing and you had hop, you had to change everything you were doing. Have you taught Shark anything that he didn't already know? And you have 5 kids, so the answer is yes.
I think he's taught me a lot, but I think with taking cuts, I think I spent more time, I guess, focusing on that. And I learned that not using a dome and letting them dry back a little quicker and allowed them to root faster. And
I mean, having someone that you can have pillow talk with about cultivation, that must be crazy. So you're talking about your kids, and then you're talking about plants. You're talking about life, and you're talking about your plants. That must be nuts.
but
You
I
guys
have
must be
to
like,
get it's like so he's very sciencey and I'm a very visual learner. So like I have to get him to break it down
Yeah.
for me. It's good because I learn and then I can help explain to others in a more easy to digest fashion, I guess.
That's a good point. That's a really cool point, actually. But the you must never run out of shit to talk about.
We're also big hockey fans, so we talk a lot about hockey, especially now in the playoffs right now. It seems to be our biggest thing.
yeah.
But we've been busy cleaning up this ice storm and moving trees and
Well, it's the age-old thing, right? With cultivators, there's no such thing as a perfect run. There's always something you could have done differently. There's no guarantee when it comes to cultivation. You're not guaranteed a crop ever.
no, and I'll be a perfectionist. I'll complain about certain things. I'll go to him, and meanwhile, everything seems to be going.
Yeah.
But it's never going to be perfect. But you keep striving each time, and you work harder each time, and you learn each time, and each time it does get better and better. And you look back. I posted a reel yesterday, just looking back at previous grows, and just it's unbelievable how far I feel I have come as a grower.
Yeah.
From my first few, like I look and I cringe at some of them, and I'm just like, I've learned so much. I've come so far.
Your house plants. Tell me about your house plants.
Okay, so I have to get it warmer down here. They're not as happy as they really should be. I had them upstairs in my kitchen, and as I'm falling, I had them upstairs in my kitchen, and they were much happier. But I have an alocasia. I am like hugely obsessed with monsteras.
I like a monster.
This is my monstera mint. I drove 2 hours to get her.
She's very.
Is she variegated? Is she variegated?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty.
And Shark is culturing her. And then I also have a Thai constellation up here. I've got a snake plant. I've had spider plants forever. And then I lost a bunch, and then I just started again. And then I have a prayer plant. But I'm just starting my collection. I just the environment needs to be a little bit better down here, so they're not angry with me at all times.
So it's funny, right? Like one of the points that the Allard case had was plants create molds, problems in environment inside houses. And you actually have snake plants, spider plants. Those plants specifically clean the air, remove benzenes, remove toxins from the air. Nothing could be farther from the truth. Plants and human beings work best together. And I've got snake plants all over my house. I've got specifically for, cleaning the air, releasing oxygen, making the house more livable.
They're so great. They're so great for the house. My problem is though that we've got cats and dogs.
Yeah.
And my cats are absolutely ruthless when it comes to my house plants and spider plants. They're kind of like a psychedelic to them, and they will eat them.
Oh, cool.
Kind of poisonous for them, and they shouldn't be. But if I have my house plants upstairs, they will just kill them, and it's absolutely heartbreaking. So I have to have them in spaces where my animals can't get to. My kids at least have gotten older. When they were toddlers, it was a little destructive.
Yeah, I've always. It's funny, right? Cannabis as a plant has brought me to all plants, vegetables, becoming more self-sufficient, growing your own food. That's become a way of life. I've got this is one of my favorite plants behind me. It's called a shishikashira, or a lion's head maple. looks like cannabis. It gets big colas. I love trees. I love plants, and you know, there's such a peace at being in an environment.
Such a peace and watching them grow and just watching them bloom.
Right.
My first job was at a garden center. I grew up with grandparents that both had beautiful gardens, but I guess when I was younger, I was always afraid I didn't have a green thumb. And you just have to like go with it, and eventually you learn and you pick it up. But I'd love plants everywhere. I want a plant wall. I want it to fill this right here with herbs. I want to fill this whole thing.
Oh, it's
It's
all
just like a
pockets
shoe. It's
with
a shoe
irrigation.
rack, and I want to put solos in it.
Oh, that'd be perfect.
I just have like a plant wall.
That'll work.
But microgreens I found are so easy, and you can have them in like 5 to 6 days, and you can put them in soups and salads. It's so
Yeah.
healthy. And for my kids, like my kids were big on vegetables, but when I'm growing tomatoes and I'm growing peppers and I'm growing cucumbers, they're more apt to eat fresh vegetables that I have in my garden.
Absolutely, and these are things that we can pass down to our children, right? And I think in an age where we don't know for sure what the future holds, right? Like with employment and how the world's going to look in 20 years, you just don't know. But I can tell
We
you
have no
this.
idea. And sustainable. We need to learn to be sustainable. We need to learn to take care of
I
ourselves.
couldn't agree
I
more.
couldn't agree more.
And
Above all, and passing that down, especially.
There's no more important thing. Yeah, there's nothing more important than be able to actually learn how to make food and become self-sufficient and feed yourself and your family. So those are super important things in my household. You know, my son, we've got a huge field of garlic. You know, I think we have over 1,000 cloves of garlic. And my son gets out there, and they make the whole. We harvest the last year's crop. You know, eat a portion of it, grow more, grow more, grow more. More crop rotations, different field, different area, and so different elements. And we add Medi One, and that's the only thing I add, except for elements and teas. So I'll go into the environment and get oyster shells and kelp and add. And I absolutely love geeking out on organic growing outdoors, making the healthiest produce you possibly can. It's beautiful.
That's amazing. And I'm very happy to start using the Muddy One.
What is your favorite cultivar? Do you like indicas or sativas more?
I'm more for the sativas, but I do like indicas too. I more like a heavy indica to sleep.
Yeah, pick your poison at the time.
During
No
the
poison.
day, I'd like to be focused and get about my day and do the things that I need to do.
That weed I gave you is functional. You'll do the dishes, you'll do the laundry.
I've got
It's
lots to do to keep the house going.
Yeah.
I've been growing Green Lab genetics for the last 2 years, and honestly, I love everything that he's put out. I've had some incredible yields, and the flower is delicious.
Where's Green
Before
based?
that, sorry,
Where's Green Lab Genetics based?
Canada.
Canada. And you've been happy with their results?
I've been absolutely ecstatic with the results from like the first run that I had. I ran Pure 91 and it was amazing. And then I ran the Blizzard line and I was very happy with that. And I ran that a few times. And now I'm trying something completely new with the Snozzberry,
Yeah.
which is now my favorite. I'm going to fill the whole space with. Before that, I ran Ethos, and I loved Ethos Genetics, in-house genetics.
I've grown Ethos too. I was really happy with them. Did you get those beans I sent you from Compound?
Yes, I am running those. I am going to run those in the 4x8.
I think they were regular seeds, so you're gonna have to do some sexing.
Yes,
So-
and I'm going to figure out. That'll be next.
Amazing.
That'll be our next project, and Shark's going to work on that with me. So it'll be the both of us working on it. It'll be good.
Is there anything else you'd like to conclude with?
Thank you so much for having me. Thanks everyone for joining this live. I want to thank the community. Honestly, you guys have been such a great support, and there's no way I'd still be growing and wouldn't have quit or given up the numerous times when everything did fail. Honestly, just start growing. It's growing your own is such a different vibe, and I really think that everyone, if it's legal where you are, obviously, get your hands dirty and learn.
I'm gonna see you at Grow Up. Are you coming?
Yes, I'm coming. I'll be there.
Okay, perfect.
I look forward to it.
Nicole, you are truly an inspiration.
I love hearing about your overcoming so much adversity in your life and finding so much peace with this plant. And I hope that everybody got what I got out of this. And happy growing, everyone. Thanks so much, Nicole, for joining
Thank
us.
you so much.
And
Have a
uh,
wonderful day.
Keep up the great work.
bye,
Take
guys.
care.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.